look at like your ex-boyfriends, you know. Do you at all look for some sort of like a dominance for comforting? You know what I'm saying? Not like dominance as in like
No, like,
he makes your decisions for you, but like
oh, I hate that. Wait.
he did. I mean, well, you know, I don't know. And also males look for frail females that have no like. They search out females where they can find where they can mold their opinions because they're weak. You know. Do you ever feel like any different from males at all? You know, like I guess just different would be the best word.
Well, I guess even at work, you know, when it's time to do activities, there's also a male, and he's the one who's set to do like the blocks, and he's assigned to help kids with the blocks, and then I'm assigned to do the art activities, and it's just expected just because he's
more responsible.
Or no, just because he like blocks and building and that kind of way is more male associated than like painting with feathers and really.
Yeah, I mean that's a good example because.
But I don't think I don't know if it's inherent because I would much rather play the blocks than paint and decorate, put pearls on my doll and.
Right, and that's the whole thing. Is there's, as far as interest, there's not guidelines that females have. We're talking about like gender roles and stuff, but there's not like a difference in like if you look at the natural aspect of the whole situation. Like when you grow up, your parents buy you Barbie dolls while your brother gets little action figures with guns.
Well, that's how, like, on this conversation, that's how, because I was raised pretty much as a boy. I was raised with 5 of my male cousins. You know, I had the short hair, people thought I was a boy. They treated me as a boy, but I don't think it's affected me too much. But there were still some people who would be like,
did your parents want a boy or something?
Maybe.
Why did they name you Ryan anyway?
After soap opera.
Oh, really?
Ryan's Hope.
Wow.
As a female character?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
But they were playing. People told my parents, like, why doesn't your daughter play with girl things? Why do you let her pretend she's... Because I would. I'd even...
You know what? I was named after a soap opera too.
What's soap opera?
The Bible.
You're named after the Bible.
You get it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Whatever.
What is it?
Matthew?
That's a soap opera?
The Bible is a soap opera.
Don't explain it when you just say the Bible.
I get it.
Oh, really? I don't get
I
it.
was saying I was named after a soap opera too, and then I said the Bible.
Like the Bible is a soap opera?
The Bible is so melodramatic or something?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's funny.
Jeez, dude.
I really didn't just being fair.
Next time I'll make a good joke. Anyways, sorry. Okay. I won't tell any more bad jokes.
No, it's
Actually, I'll tell
funny.
you. I think this is interesting though.
Do y'all think that females are born more emotional than males? Because I question that constantly. Because I don't think I'm emotional at all as some females may know. So I'm wondering if that's more like the way you were raised to, you know, prior.
Yeah.
That's weird.
I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. I mean, mostly I think it's that we're more similar than we know. I mean, vastly more similar. Males and females are so much more similar. But I think there are probably inherent differences. They're just like really hard to detect, you know what I mean? These like societal like institutions and stuff, just because they're so like overbearing and there's so many of them, it's impossible to see what's like inherent and what's not, you know? Like men are just stronger than women physically, and that's just a fact, you know? And it's like, maybe that's all it is that like men or women and men are stronger, and that like they just are capable of dominating, you know what I mean? So maybe that's all it is.
And that's in terms
Or
of muscles.
right,
I mean,
right.
I'm not
Just
talking about
like
birth
strength.
because we can't get birth.
In fact, not only that, but women live longer than men. You know,
More
women
pain
are like,
tolerance.
yeah, they have a higher pain
Right.
tolerance and higher, yeah, like they're more resilient to most diseases, stuff like that. I mean, physically, it's not really, you can't even put up like physically
And
stronger.
that's all truth, but truth really doesn't matter because that's not what's looked at. The fact that if a female pisses off a guy, the guy can't hit her.
Right.
I mean, that's a pretty. It sounds really extreme, but it could have all rooted from that.
When we were at that party, Mike and I were like, we were outside and there was like this fight was starting up out like by the side of the house. And Mike actually broke up this fight, and when he took this kid like back around, back to like where everybody was sitting or whatever, and he was talking about how like the guy totally seemed like he was about to cry the whole time. Even the fighting, even like the fact that men fight and the fact that like males are violent, whatever, like even that aspect of men is still like very emotionless, you know? Like you're like this cold-hearted killer, and you know, like that whole persona is still like treated, you know, as legitimate or something, but it's so fucking obvious that it's total fiction, you know?
Right.
They still have just as much anger and adrenaline rushing through their bodies as guys
yeah.
do.
Right.
But
And
it is
that's
considered
truth,
different.
you know?
It's considered a cat fight, like
Yeah, it's like them. It's
violent.
them breaking out of their like prescribed role or whatever.
But
But you know what's really weird is that like, not only is it like it's like kind of a joke, you know. You see like women fighting and it's like just a funny joke or whatever.
everyone's like cat fight, yeah.
Right.
When guys fight, they're
But
like, oh shit.
What's weird is like the reality is that actually when females fight, usually they're far more aggressive and they actually are more interested in hurting one another. You know. In fact, you know what's really weird is like people when this guy I know who's like his name's Sean. He's like he was in the EMT for a long time. He's fireman, but you know he would like go to these like different these like violent crime scenes or whatever, or you know, you go and treat some victim of like a stab, like stab wounds were one example he gave me, and he was like talking about how when like a man stabs another man, usually like it's a far less like significant like wound, just because like they usually like target like less significant organs or whatever. And when women, like, there's like a certain way that men and women like administer stab wounds, and usually like the women's stab wounds are like far more damaging, just because like they come downward with like a sweeping motion from above.
That makes total sense. It's just the man's aggression is so like
The worst fight I've ever seen is between two girls. You know, they want to hurt, like cause serious physical pain.
Yeah, that's totally true. I mean, God, it's crazy because it seems like when females fight, it's not like a matter of like trying to look cool or trying to like establish like some kind of like superiority in the.
It doesn't really have to do.
It's like it
Excuse
seems
me,
like
Ryan?
more like a matter of like trying to create some serious damage on the other person.
Right, they actually
Not
want
about. It's not about wanting
any sort of status thing. It just, I mean, it's actually about trying to hurt the other
pure
person.
damage.